Starfield, my friends, another Star game that we don't get to talk about as much as I'd like to because it had definitely a bit of a rough launch. But honestly, it's got things going for it. It's got some fun stuff in there. Obviously, Bethesda's characters and, you know, story, and they tried to do that in a space environment. And the space environment was not very spacey. It was filled with loading screens. They are fixing that with this newest update. It is called Freelanes, but there's also another update coming afterward called Terran Armada. Now, and there's quite a bit actually that's going to be in here. So we're going to go through it, a little bit of a deep dive. We have a video that also references all of the things that are changing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to... Oh, I guess they've actually made videos for all of them. So we're just going to go through this and I guess watch the videos they're showing us and the different things that are coming in this update. If you guys have tried out Starfield before and put it down for a while, especially because of things like the loading screens and just the less than space feeling space game, you might be interested in getting back in after this. Let's take a look. So the first and biggest part of this update is Freelanes. It's coming with something called Cruise Mode. For those of you who play Elite Dangerous, this is basically like Super Cruise in Starfield. It is going to allow you to fly at a extremely fast speed across star systems, kind of like you would in No Man's Sky. So you can get up, walk around your ship, do things on your ship, all that kind of jazz, you know, what we're used to in Star Citizen, with the ability to run into different points of interest and conflicts that occur throughout your travels. They list it as, since launch, you've been asking for more options for space travel, so we've added the ability to freely fly between planets in a space station, space star system. With free lanes and crew, you know what, they probably say it in the video.
Interplanetary exploration is what Freelanes is all about. It brings more to discover, giving players all new experiences mid-flight.
It's basically a cruise mode that we're adding that ramps up to speed to light years, and you just, zoom between planets.
Really a core fundamental part of any space sim or space fantasy is being on your ship and flying.
It literally is. This was, this was why when this came out, everybody was like, why are there loading screens everywhere? And then the people were like, it's okay. No, it's not. It's not. Like, that's the whole point of space, is traveling through space. It's dangerous. If we weren't traveling through space, you wouldn't have to deal with vacuum or heat, or like the fact that people want to pop your vacuum and heat bubble. Is definitely needed to be a thing, and I'm glad we're seeing it
from location to location.
Let's get out there and do something new today.
If we can travel to these places, what is the player doing? We can get up, we can walk around our ship. You can do anything you could normally do. You can come over and talk to my crew members.
I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you.
You can decorate.
Yeah, people are gonna love this.
So what just happened there? Was that an interdiction?
Yeah, that's an interdiction alarm, a unique type of encounter that can interrupt cruise mode.
These are all the things that were going to come in the game if they had the time to finish.
I gotta get back to the helm and see what it is.
Think you can win this?
There are non-combat situations, there are kind of scary situations.
That's great. I love non-combat
Some it'll just be
stuff.
the wreckage of a ship. I don't know what that is, but let's go check it out.
Really looking at the vast breadth of science fiction and space sims and what you can do.
So that is the look at what I consider to be the biggest part of this update. It changes something that's just really important to games. We talked about it in the Starfield video that came out after, it was like a year after, which I think it did not do great. This one actually pissed people off quite a bit because really it links to the Reddit post first. It pissed people off because people didn't really understand the point of this video. The point of this video was kind of talking about how space games are moving forward from where they were back in the Mass Effect era of times when you would kind of move around on a mini-map or something or click on some loading screens. Things have moved on. And for that reason, Starfield, I think, really lost a lot of chance to bring a whole bunch of people into this new age of space games. most folks don't care about space games. Like, we love the freaking space sims, dude. X4, Empyrean, Space Engineers, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky. Great games. Freaking fun to play. Most people don't care. And Starfield was like one of the only chances for the rest of the industry to see how space games were moving forward. And it was all loading screens. So that kind of sucked. And I think that makes this a really important improvement. But it's unfortunate that it's happening years later, after they've sort of lost the ability to make that big of a statement. No Man's Sky's doing it. They're doing it great. I think No Man's Sky has really picked up that mantle and flown with it. But, man, Starfield. I'm super glad to see that they're getting it in. Better late than never. And I hope that this can give the game enough of a boost to get more attention so that they keep developing it. Because from what I've been seeing, it feels like this is their kind of like Starfield final, you know. Okay, we're gonna move on to the other games after this. This is to get it into a place where we feel like it's good long term, and then get going on the next games. That would be unfortunate because there's a lot of potential in this game still. Continuing on, they say there's new encounters, obviously with the cruise mode. We just talked about that. X-Tech is coming in, and it is a new resource that's being brought in. Think of it as your unobtainium, your Starfield unobtainium. I actually think this is great though, because this, if I'm not mistaken, this starts to show... No, this does not show. Hold on, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Here we go. This part. This is the next most exciting part, in my opinion. Starborn abilities are taking a step up. Now, I'm big on sci-fi. Love myself some sci-fi. Good old crunchy space sim stuff. Super pumped for the Expanse game. We're going to be covering that one hard over the next however long it takes to cover that. But this kind of got me feeling that Mass Effect 2 biotics excitement again. You know, like whipping a biotic push around a corner and throwing someone off the side of a cliff or something. I'm liking what I'm seeing from some of the... There's potential spoilers for Starfield's more late game, end game content here. I haven't personally beat the game, so I'm getting spoiled too, but for those of you who might care, just so you know.
After you have all the artifacts, this mysterious prototype schematic will show up in the lodge. It allows you to build this quantum entanglement device, which now lets you take inventory items through the Unity.
When you go into the Unity, it is a sacrifice. But then there's the gameplay reality where I've spent hundreds of hours. I don't want to give up everything. So it's our way of recognizing that players might want to take some favorite items with them, and they can use their quantum essence to do that.
It's literally a loophole to make going through Unity a little
really
less
is.
punishing.
Yeah.
One of the things we added was now when you defeat a Starborn ship, it awards you quantum essence.
Engines fried. The target, I mean.
You can use that quantum essence to upgrade the capacity of your quantum entanglement device. So I'll go ahead and I'll increase the capacity a little. It explains that the maximum capacity is 200, which is a good size inventory. So there's a number of new weapons that we added. I'm going to keep that.
I take my favorite action figures through. That's what I wanted.
I can take my Astra through. You're always going to need digipicks. Let me just grab this real quick. Yeah, so I can take all that stuff through. That process of going through the Unity 10 times and going to all of the temples, that was a big lift. How do we encourage them to really play as Starborn? And it is
where it gets
the
crunchy.
ability to upgrade these powers. Once you collect quantum essence, you can upgrade those powers. They can increase the regen rate. They can grav dash to close the distance between enemies.
Now I'm at this crazy power level that I could never achieve before.
Yeah! Woohoo! All right, yeah. So that got me kind of pumped, dude. Okay, for instance, I really play Star Citizen because I like the living in society kind of vibe of it. I'm an everyday kind of person. But I every once in a while I like the overpowered hero fantasy where you just like whipping powers and shooting guns and flipping freaking tricks, dude, doing a backflip in the middle of a firefight. Hell yeah. So that one is kind of exciting. But there's more. You get a pet now. Millie Whale, they call it. This precious little beastie will live in your chosen outpost, perform tricks, and just generally be a good little alien. You can even change its colors to match your favorite aesthetics, dude. Get yourself a pink millie whale. Okay, one of the other things that they added in here was X-Tech. It is basically a new resource for crafting. So, while I think the crafting system in the game wasn't incredibly deep, sounds like they're trying to make it a little bit better with this new special resource to get you to go out and find some new things and unlock some new abilities.
With Freelanes, we added X-Tech. And it's sort of this mysterious new resource that visually it has similarities to some of the Starborn architecture.
And you can use it to enhance your ships, but also like your weapons as well, right?
Yeah.
You can go out and you can find X-Tech, and you have an opportunity to roll for a chance to get that legendary effect that you always wanted. I always like explosive. I'm gonna roll until I can pick explosive. So now we have this top tier Grendel that I could have found in the game, but that wasn't enough. So we added 2 new quality tiers above advanced. So we now have a superior weapon quality, and then we added exceptional on top of that. So for those higher level players, there's still more things out there for them to get. These are specific effects to really customize your weapon from legendary to exotic. Reckless, for example, magazine size is reduced to 1, but damage is increased, so it's great for sniper rifle.
That word triggers Mrs. Tomato. She has been she has been called exotic more than 0 times here, and it's been very awkward.
I mean, there's a couple that really sort of stand out. Let's take a look at them.
This is I mean, this is like classic Bethesda kind of stuff, right? They have these in the base game. It's nice to see that there's more of them. It definitely makes it more archetypal, role-play-y kind of, which is nice. I think in general, it just adds more depth to the game, or rather more width for people to play who haven't played before. But I don't know, I'd love to hear from you guys who have played through this all the way and are watching all this. Is this enough to bring you back in to play it yet again? Or does it feel like it's more for people who haven't experienced it yet? Because I'll show you the biggest announcement at the end, which is kind of for bringing new players in.
That's the ultimate space cowboy.
Yeah, right. Check this out. I'm a big fan of the Kismet. There's a 25% chance that your next magazine will be tripled, which when you're firing explosive rounds with a high rate of fire can be a lot of fun. We did add a fair amount of skins. There's always fun.
Yeah, the Constellation skin was very popular, so we decided to add it to a bunch of different weapons.
Then we have the Neon skin, which can appear on a number of weapons.
And we've also added ship modules that enhance your ship's abilities.
My favorite is probably the evasive stealth drive. When you boost, you'll also become stealthy. So what we added was a ship optimization terminal. It allows you to optimize shield systems, weapon systems, engine systems.
You didn't put us into a planet, so we must be in the right place.
It's a lot of player expression, and I think X-Tech allow you to do that in a way that you couldn't really before.
They got flight blades. Yeah, but they're not available in the store, unfortunately. So exotic, right? Who doesn't want to be a little exotic? Custom weapon effects, tier 4 legendary effects. Some examples here. New quality tiers coming into the game with the going above advanced, and ship optimization terminal. It also looks like they're, like, in some of these videos, it definitely looks like they're doing more people on the ship. I don't know how many people you could have on the ship in... Let's see, there's a whole deep dive. Here we go. I don't know how many people you can have on the ship in the base game, but this generally looks like you're having like at least 10 to 15 people on board with you in some of these shots. Let me show you. Somebody who's played it a bit more than me can say. Unfortunately, I did not play this game as much as I wanted to before it came out.
You had an introduction?
And I'm excited to get back into it with this, hopefully, if you guys are interested in seeing it. I generally don't really play too much off stream. But in some of these places, in some of these shots, I think it's in the ones where they're like traveling.
Out there and do something new today.
If we can normally do,
Like these shots.
can come over and talk to my crew members.
I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you.
You can decorate.
Yeah, people are gonna love this.
Just interesting. Now, if we move on, things get a little bit intense with a new faction. So here's this new section. What we just saw with Freelanes, is coming on April 7th. It's coming on April 7th, but there's also going to be another DLC that comes with it. That is the Terran Armada. It's a new quest line. It has a new faction. Supposedly, it's another broken off faction of humanity. We love to do that. Coming back to say that it's actually their space, and they're the ones who should be in charge, because, you know, why not? And that's actually a paid update, but it will be giving you a new storyline and probably something a little more substantial here.
This is a grave threat to us all.
In this DLC, you'll face the Terrans, an advanced militant force with their own vision for the settled systems.
So the Terran Armada is a faction that left the settled systems during the Colony War.
The Terrans don't seem to be known for their survivors.
It is our sworn duty to uncover their plans and put a stop to it.
They had issues with both the United Colonies and the Free Star Collective. They consider themselves to be the true children of Earth.
Oh, of course. Let's just run away and develop our own entire society. And then come back and be like, hey, it was us all along. What are you doing here?
DLC is going to challenge players to rise up against a full-on armada. And
yeah, if you have the premium version of this game, I do believe, let's confirm actually, if you have the premium version, is this included? Premium edition. Yeah. So you'll have it with the premium.
part of your mission is to figure out
And you probably read the big twist there as well.
what their motivation is and to stop them from attacking innocent worlds. They have these mechanized troops, which are a force to reckon with. But not all Terran bots are trying to kill you.
Yeah, so we do have a new companion. His name is Delta, and he is one of the Terran robots. He's not evil, but he is definitely not good.
Designation, friend, not accepted.
And they've got some ships that are really high-powered, incredible pieces of technology.
They've taken the Nova Galactic ships and have added new modules. We went for NASA Tactical, and they have their own weapons. We had got feedback from the community where it's like, oh, I wish we had more contemporary like machine guns, less sci-fi, more grounded, and that's what the Terrans are equipped with. And then these guns are highly modifiable, both ballistic and energy weapons. It's pretty terrifying when you're exploring the
Man,
Terran
I need to
ships
get back
in the
to this
dark.
game.
The vibe is kind of like a dimly lit, U-boat type of atmosphere. And then you hear a little alert going off, and you realize it's one of the robot pods opening up, and these robots will jump out, and they're deadly.
Love me some Geth.
Within the Terran Armada storyline, there's also the incursion system.
There's a number of different objectives that you could have on any given incursion. Some move the story forward,
Exit immediately or risk fatal harm.
and some are out there just for the spoils of war, more X-Tech.
Loot!
The Terrans even have the tech to
Give me the
block
loot.
grav jumping within a system. They've set up jamming.
Oh, right. So that's actually important. I don't think they make that very clear outside of this single moment in the video, but listen to that again.
The Terrans even have the tech to block grav jumping within a system.
So even with the cruise mode added to fly between planets, sounds like they're adding that just for people who want that experience. You'll still be able to do the grav jump, loading screen, get somewhere immediately if you need to. I appreciate the choice.
They've set up jamming sites called incursions, but with cruise mode, you can navigate to those sites and shut them down.
There's just so much game here when we look at the full breadth of all the new content.
We're excited for everyone to dive into Freelanes and Terran Armada in April, but we wanted you to have something to play right now. So today, we're rolling out fresh Trackers Alliance content. We're adding 5 new targets, all with unique storylines. If you already purchased Trackers Alliance, this content is already included for you.
So I haven't done Trackers Alliance, but it sounds like it's kind of like a bounty system, more quests and people to track down. That's solid. I like that they're bringing that in as well.
Trackers Alliance series is available now in the Creations menu.
Now, we're going to go to the big twist at the end here, but first I do want to return to a part that I missed. Here is another interesting bit that's actually pretty fun. This is something that you can do as like another earnable.
By enemies into a state of rage. This was a way for us to make enemies more challenging. There were some other, I'll say, smaller things that we added. POIs on planet surfaces.
I also love more diverse POIs, dude.
We added
give me a story, give me some lore, give me some voice things to find. This is my jam. I'm excited to get more places to find.
POIs on planet surfaces. We added photo mode vehicle poses for the Rev 8. And lots more stuff, including your new home away from home.
This is incredible. It seems simple, but this is incredibly exciting.
Players had millions of credits. What is there for them to buy?
The most extravagant thing in the game.
It's a mansion carved out of an asteroid. How cool is that?
Now, I think it's interesting because for a lot of people, buying skins or getting skins or unlocking cosmetics and finding new homes in a game is about inviting your friends over to enjoy. Obviously, single player game, you can't do that. So I do wonder how much of a novelty this is versus like how much it might not matter to people in the long term too much. Now, let me show you kind of the big reveal here.
I think we're just excited as fans of Starfield to get this into our players' hands. We've had a blast with it, and we want to share it with the world.
Before we sign off, we've got one final announcement. When Freelanes and Terran Armada launch on April 7th, Starfield will officially arrive on PlayStation 5.
I killed that guy.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. There'll be more to come, but till then, we'll see you out there among the stars.
So I think that's interesting that it's coming to PS5. It's not because Microsoft's whole strategy's been a little bit confusing now that they've been doing this whole everything's an Xbox campaign, and then they sort of backed off on that, and they're focusing on Game Pass, and they clearly want everything to play. But then they also announced a new Xbox. So you're like, okay, what's going on? Now they want Starfield on PS5. So they're not picking a one journey kind of thing. It seems like they're definitely calling it as they go, which is interesting, and we'll see how that goes. I saw somebody thinking this is exclusive to the PlayStation. It's not. This is going to be on Xbox as well and PC. They were just saying that it will also be coming to the PlayStation. But that's a little deep dive into the new updates coming up. There are probably a couple other details that I didn't get all of, but I wanted to give you guys a quick look at that and keep you up to date on what's going on. Thanks for coming.